Another excerpt from the book exclusive to us this morning. This one details former Attorney General Bill Barr's realization that President Trump would probably lose the 2020 election. Quote, as spring of 2020 wore on, Barr came to believe that President Trump was squandering his hopes for re-election. It felt all too familiar. He had experienced this same premonition of an election slipping away when he had been Attorney General in the final year of George H.W. Bush's presidency. Barr scheduled a meeting with Trump in the Oval Office. Just two of them alone. He wanted a truly private conversation. I feel you are going to lose the election, Barr said. I feel you are actually losing touch with your own base. Barr explained that in his travels around the country. He had talked to a lot of people in law enforcement and other solid Trump supporters who were uncomfortable with the president's focus on skewering his perceived enemies rather than on clear, consistent plans to steer the country safely through the pandemic and shore up the economy. Willie?
The report goes on in the book, quote, the only reason you won last time, Mr. President, is because of the grab them by the pee comment, Barr said, according to the account he shared with others. It actually scared you enough to listen to Kellyanne, and for the last several weeks you behaved yourself and you won by a hair. This time it's different. You cannot wait until the end. I feel a sense of deja vu, which is, I think you're going to lose this election, Barr continued. I think that if you wanted to, you could walk into a second term, COVID and all. You could go down in history as an amazing president, and it is yours for the taking. But it's about you, and you're turning off enough people to lose this election. The book reports Trump was oddly silent, not interrupting or trying to regain the floor as he usually did. The president had listened without emoting for a long time. He did not ask any questions. He did not push back. Now, as Barr's spiel came to an end, Trump nodded and said he appreciated the advice. Barr left hopeful. The president had really taken his message to heart, but he could not be sure. Claire McCaskill, there is undoubtedly some reputation laundering going on here on the part of former Attorney General Bill Barr with this book and other comments he's made where he wanted to get out there that he thought the claims of election fraud were untrue and that he made that known at the time. But what do you make about this push and pull? The one thing that jumped out to me is him telling Donald Trump, you're losing your base. Well, that was patently untrue. Donald Trump still got 74 million votes in that election.
Well, here's what I have to say about Bill Barr. I mean, I'm glad that he talked to the authors of this book, but this is not going to work for him. He was a hack attorney general. He was an attorney general that gave a short shrift to the rule of law and to the norms that this country expects when it comes to separation of politics and the Department of Justice. He did this president's bidding in unspeakable ways. And if you don't believe me, you ask the line prosecutors in the Department of Justice. You ask the people who were undercut by Bill Barr when he did ridiculous things like trying to undo a guilty plea of one of Trump's henchmen. So I am really have little patience for Bill Barr. If he wants to do the country a favor, then I think he needs to come out of the shadows. He needs to do a full-blown interview and take some of the questions about why in the world he would reverse a guilty plea of a criminal, why in the world he would do this president's bidding. And yeah, he walked away at the end. I'm sorry. It doesn't do any good for me. I could care less that he walked away at the end. What a jerk.
You really crystallized it there, Claire McCaskill. Thank you.